in the current one, we have planned to dispose e-waste generated as per the e-waste management rules of Ministry of Environment and Forest. We have also planned to implement the innovative ideas, like we have got Samadhan Kendra and information kiosks, which are there in few of the mines. We want to complete and expand it to the domain of almost all the mines. Some of the PSUs have taken the initiatives of special campaigns like plastic to paver tiles. Earlier people had started something called Kachara Udyan, Kawad Se Kalakriti. So we want to expand it to almost all the subsidiaries and all the mines, so that this initiative is, it can help us in using all the waste material and scraps that we have. The field offices would become single-use plastic free. Almost the offices are there, but we want to have the field offices also to have it free of single-use plastic. We have the freed up space that we create on disposal of scraps. We have been using for plantation, horticulture. We have got lots of space, lot of waste that we have eliminated, and we have been able to use it for a lot of purposes. So among them are beautification of the areas. We have created wider passages. We have created parking spaces. So it may not be possible for me to explain that, but the spaces that have been created, and there are a lot of scraps which are there in almost all the mine areas. It has been freed up, and we have been able to create it. We have for the future ones, next 1.5 months, we have created a day-to-day plan for the ministry as well as for all the PSUs, and we are going to adhere to that. Secretary Cole and Minister Sahab himself would be having a review, and they would monitor it personally. Thank you, sir.
Srinivas, all other secretaries, additional secretary, and all of you who are participating in today's launch of the special campaign 5.0 web portal here today. I am grateful to have been given an opportunity on behalf of the Ministry of Railways to address all of you on this occasion. Indian Railways is spread over more than 68,000 route kilometers, runs more than 22,000 trains from 7,000 stations, transporting nearly 20 million passengers and an average 4.5 million tons of freight every day. Its nearly 12 lakh employees are spread across 17 zonal railways, 69 divisions, PUs, PSUs, various other offices. So given this wide expanse, its huge scale of operations and human resources, it is inevitable that the role of the railways in any such campaign becomes crucial, and the railways is the one organization that has consistently ensured that the entire spectrum of thrust areas in the DARPG campaigns is impacted. As you can see, in campaign 4.0, we are glad to have contributed significantly to the overall achievements of the Government of India. The 4.0 campaign covered 56,168 cleanliness sites. It freed 12.14 lakh square feet of space, resolved 2.53 lakh grievances, and reviewed 1.62 lakh files. Importantly, we generated as much as 452.40 crores through scrap disposal, the last accounting for almost 70% of the overall GOI scrap earnings for that period. The media outreach has always been ensured through social, print, visual and local channels, with nearly 4,000 tweets posted in the last campaign. These were the various special focus areas which have been a platform where we have consistently delivered. Scrap disposal, I mentioned earlier, but it's important also that actually we doubled our performance of the previous year with a 101% increase in 4.0 campaign last year. The enhancement of office spaces, beautification has also been an important thrust area, in which the example of the Rail Bhavan, I would say, is actually exemplary. You can see the before and after photographs of the corridors of the Rail Bhavan, other offices, and We take special pride in the fact that the entry and reception area, especially of our office at Rail Bhavan, has been, transformed and has significantly enhanced the entire building. We have also focused on other offices elsewhere in the country. In the area of digitization, also we have made significant strides. The one example that is really important is the fact that given our workforce, the fact is that we have a major in-house digitization HRMS, human resource management system, which takes care of all our employee records and cadre administration. So there is a great deal of streamlining of our administration as well as a huge amount of transparency in our various processes. Whether it is pass, leave, transfers, etc. We've come a long way as far as digitization in this area is concerned. Another important example which has been consistently flagged is the Rail Madad platform. I think some of you as rail users would have experienced the benefits of having such a wonderful portal where passengers can directly enter their grievances and there is real-time tracking and redressal and feedback. This is a stupendous achievement of the Ministry of Railways and has its record clearing of all the grievances also is an important objective for us every day. The inclusivity aspect has also been an important part of our campaign with better accessibility for Divyang Jan. We've got in Railway Board, we've completely transformed the washrooms. We've got other aspects which are covered. You can see there are ramps, there are special coaches for Divyang Jan at stations. Then the other important aspect I already mentioned, the washrooms of the Railway Board especially, we made a special effort to ensure that this aspect is well taken care of. Then we have women-centric initiatives, a whole lot of them, where here we are showing you how there are women-centric coaches, there are all-women teams of women employees, especially when they work out in the field. It is an important step. Here we've showed the contract labor medical camps which are held. This was in board, but it has been held across the country. And of course, one important aspect of inclusivity which we take great pride in is the fact that the creche in Railway Board, which not only caters to the Railway Board employees, it also caters to other employees in government offices around Railway Board, has been modernized, and you can see that it's a pleasure for children who are utilizing these facilities. The other area which is of course flagged in this campaign overall is the green initiatives. And in terms of energy efficiency and resource optimization, we are a crucial vehicle for the sustainable development of our economy. IR has embarked on a mission of net zero carbon emissions by 2030 and has taken several steps with regard to efficient environment management. All the various details are out there, one important thing being that railway electrification. 99% of our BG network has been electrified, and that's a great step. And a large part of this electrification has happened rather rapidly too. The other multiple measures are there. There are green technologies. We are even looking at a hydrogen-powered train, which will start functioning soon, and various other sustainability measures, of which we are proud of, afforestation and many other such. The manifold initiatives in this area is also about the waste to wealth aspect. And one such outstanding one, which will come up in the next slide, is the Lord Ganesha's idol, which has been made entirely with scrap. This has been done by the Raipur workshop of the Southeast Central Railway. And other initiatives also are there for you to see how much work and creativity has gone into this initiative. One very unique initiative that we started last year was the Rail Chopal, and we organized more than 1,400 such Rail Chopals on the Indian Railways at various stations, at various places, to interact with our passengers and customers to address their concerns, and also it was an opportunity for us to convey our sentiments about what passengers need to do about hygiene, safety, and also share information about various railway services with them. This was very well received, and as I said, it was a first ever by anyone, and in fact, now moving on to the campaign 5.0, for which we've all gathered here. These are all the glimpses of the rail chopper, which attracted so much of attention and participation. The special campaign 5.0 and the road ahead, we are geared up well for it. We've got our nodal officers and various systems in place. Our CRP and CEO has addressed all the officers already in this regard to sensitize them on how to make it a success. We are determined to, with great enthusiasm, deliver even better than our previous year's achievements. Our plan is to conduct cleanliness campaigns at more than 75,000 sites. And this year we are planning something called Amrit Samvad for direct public engagement with our passengers at the newly upgraded Amrit Bharat stations. You are aware of the massive project which has been carried out by Indian Railways for the uplift and complete transformation of various stations across the country, of which 103 are already functional, and these would be the focus of the Amrit Samvad campaign. All efforts will be made by the Ministry of Railways to ensure that the special campaign 5.0 is successfully delivered on by us. Thank you.
For public grievances and guests, friends from media, to the launch of dedicated web portal for a special campaign 5.0 for Swachhta in government offices and reducing pendency. Now I request Secretary Sir to welcome the Honorable Minister with the planter as a token of respect and gratitude. Srinivas, Secretary DARPG, who has over the years led and coordinated the special campaigns from the front with a personal touch to each and every detail to deliver his opening remarks.
Distinguished colleagues, Shri Sanjay Kumar ji, Srimati Vandita Kaur ji, Srimati Aruna Nair ji, my colleague Vinit Yadav ji, Sanoj ji, thank you very much for coming for this event. We'll run you through the special campaign 5.0. This is the 5th year in a row that Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh ji is inaugurating this conference on 15th September. Today it is 16th September. The preparatory phase is from 15th September to 30th September. So these are the previous campaigns. The Honorable Prime Minister has directed that, go back please, has directed that a campaign in all government offices should be taken up with the objective of institutionalizing Swachhata and reducing pendency in government. So this direction of Honorable Prime Minister was implemented through Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances as the nodal ministry. So the first year we took up all overseas missions and posts and Delhi-based offices. The second year it was extended to the CAPFs across the country, and as you see in the third year all military establishments became a focus, and in the fourth year it was also extended to northeastern states and some of the union territories. Next please. The campaign has been very close to the Honorable Prime Minister's thoughts, and last year he had commended this campaign on a tweet that was issued by Honorable MOSPP, in which we had reached a cumulative earnings of 2,364 crores. That was the earnings as on 30th of November 2024. After that, every department and ministry implements this campaign for 3 hours every week, and monthly progress reports are also published. The Prime Minister has also issued a number of tweets, and as you can see, there is one tweet here that Modi government earned 1163 crores, same as the budget of 2 Chandrayaan-3 missions. This was issued on December 28th, 2023. After that, this campaign continues to maintain considerable momentum, as you have seen from the presentations that were made by Coal Department and also by the Railways. Next, please. The campaign has featured in a number of speeches of the Honorable Prime Minister. It has featured 4 times in Man Ki Baat already, and this was the Man Ki Baat of 24th of November 2024, in which several ministries have been featured. Department of Posts has featured 4 times in the PM's Man Ki Baat. Similarly, Railways has featured a number of times. School Education featured. Today, all of them will share their experiences. And Ministry of Coal was one of the top performers in terms of space freed as also in terms of earnings. Next, please. So, as we begin this campaign, the progress that has been achieved from 2021 to 2025 is 12 lakh office spaces have been covered under the campaign, and 137 lakh files, that is 1 crore 37 lakh files, have been weeded out, and more than 696 lakh square feet of space has been freed, and a cumulative of 3,296 crore revenues are earned. As you have heard from various ministries today, the progress of Special Campaign 5.0 promises to be much larger than the 5.97 lakh office spaces that we took up in 2024. And even the revenue earnings look much larger than what we had earned last year. So as we go forward, this is how the campaign has gone. Next, please. This is how the campaign has grown from 6,000 spaces in 2021 to 5.97 lakh offices in 2024. Revenue earnings from 82 crores to 650 crores in 2024, and space freed to almost 190 lakh square feet in 4.0. Next, please. The campaign is also deeply rooted in legal processes. The Central Secretariat Manual of Office Procedure, record retention schedules, and weeding of records, as also a distinct policy for accession and archiving of records is followed. So more than 20 lakh grievances have been redressed as part of the campaign. As Railways has shown you, 50% of the grievance redressal comes from Railway Ministry alone, and Ratnesh Jhaji is here, Madam Aruna is here. The Rail Madad portal has been very useful in redressal of grievances, along with the CP Gram portal. The files reviewed have crossed more than 1.4 crores, and we ensure that 99% files are weeded out. Next, please. The campaign has been successful in bringing down pendency in government, and these are the parameters for monitoring pendency. And as you can see, 2/3 pendency has reduced in government in terms of handling the miscellaneous references across government. There have been also a number of processes for easing of rules that have been adopted. In fact, compendiums have been issued by various ministries. Department of Financial Services had come out with a compendium, Department of Pension had come out with a compendium, and each campaign is backed by significant preparations in this next 15 days. Next, please. The Special Campaign 5.0, there have been letters issued by Honorable Minister to all members of the Council of Ministers, by the Cabinet Secretary, or to all Secretaries to Government of India, and detailed circulars have been issued. Next, please. The campaign thrust areas that have been identified are e-waste, MP's references, interministerial references, public grievances, Swachhata in office spaces, and it is monitored on a single dedicated digital platform which the Honorable Minister would be releasing today. The campaign timelines are from September 15th to 30th, the preparatory phase. The implementation phase is from October 2nd, that is Gandhiji's Jayanti, to October 31st, which is Sardar Patelji's Jayanti. Then the evaluation phase would be taken up from 15th to 30th November, and the best practices are showcased as part of Sushasana Saptah from December 19th to 24th. Next, please. This is the dedicated portal that the Honorable Minister would be releasing. Next, please. And this is the phasing of the campaign. Next, please. During the preparatory phase, ministries will identify targets and identify areas where work is to be taken up. Nodal officers trainings are conducted, particularly with regard to record management practices. Next, please. There is also a implementation phase and a third-party assessment phase. Next, please. I am grateful to Dr. Jitendra Singh for leading this campaign for the last 5 years. He has visited numerous offices personally and has ensured that the morale of officers remains very high in this campaign. North Block, South Block, field offices, Department of Science and Technology, across the board he has personally taken up the leadership. We also have secretaries who have interacted with several officials, and here you see a photograph of Health Secretary interacting with Safai Mitras. Honorable Raksha Mantri ji has participated very actively in the campaign, and in this campaign also all cabinet ministers and ministers of state in the Council of Ministers are expected to provide leadership. Next, please. The campaign has had significant outreach. More than 1 lakh social media posts were issued last time. It had 1 billion outreach and 14 lakh engagements. We had 1,000 tweets from our own DARPG handle, and over 300 PIB statements were issued by ministries and departments. So you will hear a lot about the campaign. I am grateful that Dr. Jitendra Singh ji and my senior colleagues, Shri Sanjay Kumar ji and Shri Vandita Kaul ji, as also Aruna ji, are part of this launch. Thank you very much.
As a part of today's media release, we have a special screening of a short film that captures the essence of the campaign. So I would request the team to play the film, please.
आपने देखा होगा, जैसे ही कोई कहता है सरकारी दफ्तर, तो आपके मन में फाइलों के ढेर की तस्वीर बन जाती है। आपने फिल्मों में भी ऐसा ही कुछ देखा होगा। सरकारी दफ्तरों में इन फाइलों के ढेर पर कितने ही मजाक बनते रहते हैं, कितनी कहानियां लिखी जा चुकी है। बरसों बरस तक के फाइलें ऑफिस में पड़े पड़े धूल से भर जाती थी, वहां गंदगी होने लगती थी। ऐसी दशकों पुरानी फाइलों और स्क्रैप को हटाने के लिए एक विशेष स्वच्छता अभियान कराया गया। आपको ये जानकर खुशी होगी कि सरकारी विभागों में इस अभियान के अद्भुत परिणाम सामने आए हैं।
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की स्वच्छता के प्रति दृढ़ संकल्प से प्रेरित होकर स्वच्छता अभियान 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 और 4.0 की सफलता के बाद अब 5.0 शुरू हो चुका है। स्वच्छता अभियान 5.0 2 चरणों में पूरा होगा, जिसका प्रारंभिक चरण 15 सितंबर से शुरू होकर 30 सितंबर को खत्म होगा। अभियान के प्रारंभिक चरण के दौरान लंबित मामले की पहचान किए जाने से लेकर नोडल अधिकारियों का नामांकन, स्थान प्रबंधन योजना, रिकॉर्ड प्रबंधन, स्क्रैप और ई वेस्ट की पहचान और निपटान प्रक्रियाओं को अंतिम रूप देना शामिल है। स्वच्छता अभियान 5.0 का मुख्य चरण 2 अक्टूबर को महात्मा गांधी की जयंती से शुरू होगा और सरदार पटेल की जयंती यानी 31 अक्टूबर 2025 तक चलेगा। इस दौरान स्वच्छता अभियान स्थलों की पहचान करना, कार्यालय स्वच्छता और सौंदर्यीकरण, ई कचरे का निपटान के साथ ही फाइलों की समीक्षा, छटनी और ई फाइल को बंद करना शामिल है। 2021 में शुरू होने के बाद से पिछले 4 वर्षों में इस अभियान के तहत करीब 12.04 लाख सरकारी कार्यालयों और प्रवासी भारतीय मिशनों में सफलतापूर्वक यह अभियान चलाया गया। इस दौरान 696.27 लाख वर्ग फुट जगह को खाली कराया गया और इनका समुचित इस्तेमाल किया गया। साथ ही इसके जरिए 3296.71 करोड़ रुपए का राजस्व भी इकट्ठा किया गया और 137.86 लाख फाइलों को बंद किया गया। स्वच्छता अभियान 5.0 की प्रगति की निगरानी के लिए SCDPM 5.0 पोर्टल तैयार किया गया है, जो इस अभियान की सफलता और कामयाबी को सुनिश्चित करता है।
स्वच्छता अभियान के तहत हमने पुरानी फाइलों को वीड आउट किया और जरूरी दस्तावेजों को हमने डिजिटल फॉर्म में सुरक्षित कर लिया। अब हमें इससे काम करने में भी काफ़ी सुविधा का अनुभव होता है।
इस अभियान के दौरान पुराने और बेकार फर्नीचर और 6000 से भी ज़्यादा पुरानी फाइलों को वीड आउट किया गया। जिससे कार्यालय परिसर में एक्स्ट्रा जगह प्राप्त हुई।
हमारा संकल्प है कि स्वच्छता 5.0 के माध्यम से सरकारी कामकाज को और पारदर्शी, कुशल और जनहितैषी बनाया जाए।
CMPDI रांची में बेकार सामग्री से बनी हिरण की ये प्यारी मूर्तियां, या फिर JNARTDC नागपुर में वेस्ट एल्यूमिनियम से बनी सुंदर कलाकृति हो, ऐसी अनेक कलाकृतियां कबाड़ से तैयार मनमोहक कलाकृति के अद्भुत नमूने हैं जो स्वच्छता अभियान की सफलता की कहानी बयां करते हैं। प्रशासनिक सुधार और लोक शिकायत विभाग ने नियमित स्वच्छता अभियान के जरिए इसे संस्थागत रूप देकर इसकी निरंतरता को बरकरार रखा है। DARPG द्वारा 24 संस्करणों में तैयार होने वाले सचिवालय सुधार की मासिक रिपोर्ट और 84 से अधिक मंत्रालयों और विभागों ने E-Office 7.0 अपनाकर स्वच्छता अभियान लगातार बेहतर से बेहतरीन किया है।
स्वच्छता मोदी जी ने न केवल इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज किया, न केवल इसे जन आंदोलन बनाया, बल्कि हमारे जीवन में इसका एक हमारे रहन सहन के कल्चर में, हमारी संस्कृति का भी इसे हिस्सा बनाया और हमें भी धीरे धीरे अनुभव होने लगा। प्रतिवर्ष पहले हमने फाइलों तक से शुरू किया, यहीं नॉर्थ ब्लॉक में 50-60 हज़ार फाइलें डिस्पोज ऑफ की गई और इसी तरह से बहुत सारी स्पेस जब ऑक्यूपाइड थी उसको जब वेकेट किया गया तो इतने 1000 स्क्वायर फुट जगह अवेलेबल हो गई जहाँ बड़े बड़े मॉल बनाए जा सकते हैं, बड़ी बड़ी इमारतें बनाई जा सकती हैं और बहुत सारे कार्यालयों ने इनका बड़ा सदुपयोग किया।
Campaign 4.0. Now I invite Shri Sanjay Kumar ji, Secretary Department of School Education and Literacy, to share his experiences and initiatives of the department.
Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, my colleague Secretary DARPG, Shri Srinivas ji, all our colleagues who are on the dais and all our colleagues who have joined us in this hall from different ministries and departments of Government of India and friends from the media. First of all, I'm extremely happy to be here and we are also happy that we are contributing to this campaign. So I was reading that once Mahatma Gandhi ji went and he visited and inspected a school. And when he inspected a school, he told the teacher that you will make your institution ideal if besides giving the students literary education, you have made cooks and sweepers of them. And this is the kind of importance he attributed to physical cleanliness. And I think inspired by Mahatma Gandhi ji, the Honorable Prime Minister gave a clarion call on 2nd October 2014. And this several drives of cleanliness have started since then as a priority of the government and it has become a nationwide campaign. We are making a small presentation and I am very happy to say that we have contributed in a small way in this campaign in the last 4 campaigns and this time the campaign number 5 is going to begin. We are going to be a major part of it. Next please. So next. So this is what we did last time and I think I always say that cleanliness has got 2 drives. One is to have physical cleanliness and the other one is temporal. How quickly you do things and whether you do it in time or not. And I think a major part of this campaign also has been to ensure that the government not only does things in time but also does it quickly. And this is the kind of categories in which we have worked last year in terms of files to be reviewed, weeding out of files, number of e-files which have been put up for review, and we've done reasonably well. Next please. Again, various kind of references which the ministries and the departments receive. We did not do as much as what the total cumulative was, but we did manage to generate a revenue of about 41 lakhs. Next. So I'm going to give you a few instances of some of the best case practices which we did last year. Next. So this is the way the campaign looks. We started off small, but last year we almost reached out to about 3 lakh institutions. And I was looking at Secretary DRPG's presentation. It mentioned that 2021 to 25, 12.04 lakhs places were taken up. So I'm happy to tell you that this year we are planning to scale this campaign to all our schools, which number 14.71 lakhs all across the country. So we will, in a major way, reach out to all of them and make them a part of this campaign. Next. Last year we also worked with Bisleri, and using the principle of reduce, reuse and recycle, we got these benches made which are made up of plastic bottles, and the green color is actually coming out of the green caps of the Bisleri bottles. Next. We also beautified the place, and we worked out the front drive of gate number 6, and this is what the ministry now looks like from inside. Next please. We made the campaign more inclusive, so we got mouth and foot artists also, and their works are very prominently displayed in various parts of the ministry. Next. While we were doing this, an Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign was also running, so we took this opportunity to coincide this campaign along with the campaign of Special 4.0. And we planted about 5 crore saplings in our schools during the entire period, and a large part of it actually coming during this period of 2nd of October to 31st of October. Next please. We are part of school education, and we feel, and as I mentioned, that what Mahatma Gandhi said, that something has to be internalized, and children, once they learn to be clean and once they realize the value of cleanliness, then I think it becomes a part of life. One doesn't need to be taught every now and then that one has to be clean. So in pursuance to the National Education Policy of 2020, the NCERT is coming out with the new textbooks. The textbooks for class till 8 are already out, and we have incorporated cleanliness on its various dimensions at multiple stages in various subjects all across the textbook. So I think children now who would be part of our education system would actually learn about it and internalize it. Next please. Circular economy, waste to wealth. I'm not going to dwell much on it, but the basic principle is that we are telling our students that we must reduce, reuse and recycle. And for that, each of the school has an eco club for Mission Life. And we are Mission Life, all the 7 components which the Honorable Prime Minister enunciated during the COP21 at Glasgow, that is being practiced in the schools, and children are being told that this is what it is. How do you conserve water? How do you conserve energy? How do you recycle e-waste? All these things are being taught to them, and actually they are doing it by their hand, and it's a part of their experiential learning. Next. Space creation and effective utilization. So a lot of space has been created which is being put to use, and this year we have reached out to all the schools, and we've also told them that many of these schools have got dilapidated buildings for which they take different kind of seeds, and through a compost you pick them and you make them into a ball. And all you need to do is to just, once it rains, just throw it out somewhere and these seeds would germinate. So again, this year we are going to try it out in a major way in all our 14.71 lakh schools. Next. So this is the roadmap ahead of us. As I mentioned earlier, that we will be reaching out to all the 14.71 lakh schools, which include about 4 lakh private school management also. Eco Club for Mission Life would be involved in a major way in doing and operationalizing this Swachhta campaign. Jan Bhagidari, again we have asked all our schools to convene a meeting of the school management committee during this period, when all the parents, teachers and students, they come together and become part of this larger campaign for cleanliness. And lastly, I would want to say that eventually this is Jan Seva. We are encouraging, imbued by the call given by the Honorable Prime Minister, that we need to create an Atmanirbhar Bharat which is based on the principles of Swadeshi, creating a demand for vocal for local, and eventually leading to a developed country, a Samriddh Bharat. Next. So this is our presentation.
Public facing department of Government of India and the wholehearted participation of Department of Post with over 1 lakh campaign sites in a special campaign 4.0 and innovations done by it have directly benefited the citizens across the nation. The initiatives of the department often found mention in Honorable Prime Minister's tweets. I now request Madam Vandita Kaulji to share with us her
the members of the dais and all the officers and media representatives here. Firstly, I'd like to dwell on what the Honorable Prime Minister said. उन्होंने हमें बहुत गौरव दिया है इस कार्य को करने में, और ये हमारा कार्य 1.5 लाख डाकखानों के ज़रिए होता था और इस बीच में और डाकखाने भी खुल गए. So now we have 1.65 lakh post offices through which we are connecting with the people, and every single citizen uses our services in some way or the other. तो जो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा उसमें उन्होंने कहा कि हम सबको जोड़ रहे हैं. अगली स्लाइड. तो जैसा मैंने कहा 1.65 लाख डाकघर हैं, और उसके अतिरिक्त हम जो हमारे कस्टमर्स हैं, डाक विभाग सिर्फ डाक और पार्सल नहीं पहुंचाता है. पोस्ट ऑफिस सेविंग्स बैंक है, इंडिया पोस्ट पेमेंट्स बैंक एक नया पेमेंट्स बैंक है, उसमें अकेले में 12.5 करोड़ कस्टमर्स हैं. और उसके अलावा लाइफ इंश्योरेंस भी हम लोग करते हैं. और सिटीजन सेंट्रिक सर्विसेज में आधार एनरोलमेंट के लिए, पोस्ट ऑफिस पासपोर्ट सेवा केंद्र में पासपोर्ट बनाने के लिए अनेक प्रकार के कारणों से हमारे पास कस्टमर आते हैं या हम कस्टमर के पास जाते हैं. नेक्स्ट लाइन. इस वजह से हमने पूरी कोशिश की कि हमारा जो जुड़ाव है लोगों से उसका इस्तेमाल करें, और हमने न केवल फाइलें वीडिंग की, जो अब फाइलें वीड होते होते इतनी कम हो गई हैं दैट नाउ वी हैव टू लुक एट ई-फाइल्स. हमने जगह खाली की, और उसके अलावा हमने आप देख सकते हैं उपलब्धियों में 1 लाख लोकेशंस पर स्पेशल कैंपेन के समय एक्टिविटीज़ की. नेक्स्ट. So soon we will be only disposing e-files. Space free, of course, initially there was more experience भी customer की अच्छी हो, सिर्फ कितने दिन में हो resolution, वो सिर्फ नहीं माने रखता है. Customer satisfied होना चाहिए, so that we are now taking feedback from the customers. Next. Our condition of our post offices has always been a concern because there is obviously a very large network and there are fund constraints, पर फिर भी लोगों की साझेदारी से और जो भी हमारे पास फंड्स हैं उससे हम सफाई और पुताई और रिपेयर्स करवाते हैं, एंड इस तरह से इम्प्रूवमेंट होता है. पुरानी लुक जिन डाकघरों की है और हेरिटेज बिल्डिंग्स में खासतौर पे हम ध्यान रखते हैं कि पुरानी लुक भी रहे और डाकघर अच्छी तरह चल पाए. नेक्स्ट. इस तरह से जो अब हमारे जो बुरी हालत में बिल्डिंग्स हैं या जिनको ज़्यादा मेंटेनेंस की ज़रूरत है उस पर फोकस करते हुए आगे हम लोगों का फोकस रहेगा बिल्डिंग इम्प्रूवमेंट्स, स्पेसेस इम्प्रूव करने के लिए. नेक्स्ट. स्पेस खाली हुआ तो इसको बहुत तरह से इस्तेमाल इसका किया गया. यहाँ आप देख रहे हैं कोर्ट है बैडमिंटन का. अदर देन दैट क्रेशेस, लाइब्रेरी, रिक्रिएशन एंड योगा क्लब्स एंड ओपन स्पेसेस जो खाली हुई बाय क्लीनिंग वीड्स. हर्बल वाटिका बनी एक दिल्ली कैंट में, आप देख सकते हैं. और इस तरह की बहुत सारे कस्टमर्स के लिए और स्टाफ की एमिनिटीज. नेक्स्ट. Another picture of a nice image of painting. A lot of painting was done by our own people and local paintings को हमने encourage किया था. तो कहीं मधुबनी है तो कहीं चंबा जैसा आर्ट है. So next. लोगों ने काफ़ी क्रिएटिवली जैसे और जगह चीज़ें बनाई. यहाँ चरखा बना है, हमारी जो सुतली होती है जिससे बांधा करते थे, पुरानी सुतलियाँ थी. आजकल टेक्नोलॉजी भी चेंज हो गई है. पुराने बोरे जो लास्ट में आप गांधी जी की तस्वीर देख रहे हैं तो वो एक ब्लू बैग में बनी है. नेक्स्ट. ये इम्प्रूवमेंट है. नेक्स्ट. लुक एंड फील पे अब आगे बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस होने वाला है. नेक्स्ट. नेक्स्ट. These are our best practices. You can see that the department is not only has physical touch points, but digital touch points हमारे बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. तो 1,40,000 मोबाइल टच पॉइंट्स हैं जो गांव में, हर गांव में जो ग्रामीण डाक सेवक जाता है, उसके पास एक मोबाइल होता है, उसी से वो ट्रांजैक्शंस कर रहा है। जो पोस्टमैन जाता है, आपके पास आता है, उसके पास एक मोबाइल है। और जो टच पॉइंट्स फिजिकल हैं, जो पोस्ट ऑफिस है, वहाँ फिक्स डिवाइसेस हैं। और जीवन प्रमाण में डिजिटल लाइफ सर्टिफिकेट डोर टू डोर करा हमने DARPG के साथ इनिशिएटिव, ये बहुत सक्सेसफुल रहा है। इंडिया पोस्ट पेमेंट्स बैंक के जरिए किया था, इसको हम एक्सपैंड करना चाहेंगे। एक बिल्कुल ही नया इनिशिएटिव है जो बस शुरुआत है, लॉन्च हुआ है, वो है DigiPen। और इसके ऊपर पूरा व्याख्यान में दे सकती हूँ, बट I will not do that now. This is multiple users across the country. This will also support the standardized geocoding, a standardized addressing system across databases, and also help in disaster management, emergency response. So ये अब next year में आप इसका fruit देखेंगे कि इसका क्या impact आएगा। वाटिका का मैंने बताया था। और जो हमारे सफाई मित्र हैं, जो कर्मचारी हैं, उनको हम लोग इज्जत देते हैं, and we felicitate them. और जो हमारे सिंबल्स हैं, लेटर बॉक्स वगैरह, इनको हमें रेनोवेशन करने की बहुत आवश्यकता है। कहीं कहीं अच्छे इनिशिएटिव्स हुए, इसको फैलाना है। नेक्स्ट 5.2 की जो कैंपेन है, इसमें क्लेanलीनेस साइट्स हम बढ़ा के 1,25,000 साइट्स पे करना चाह रहे हैं। और वीडिंग और उस पर फोकस रहेगा। स्पेस मैनेजमेंट पे, वॉल आर्ट पर हम बहुत ध्यान देंगे। और कम्युनिटी हब्स बनने की स्टेज पे हम हैं, जिसमें हम रूरल डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट के साथ काम कर रहे हैं। तो हम मोड से जितना ज़्यादा इनिशिएटिव डायरेक्ट एक्सेस दे पाएँ कस्टमर्स को, उस पर फोकस है। अभी हमारा एडवांस पोस्टल टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोजेक्ट रोल आउट हुआ है, और उसका फ़ायदा अगले सत्र में आप देखेंगे। ग्रीन इनिशिएटिव्स में ई-वेस्ट डिस्पोजल इज़ आवर कोर एरिया नाउ, वी मस्ट फोकस एंड वी विल फोकस ऑन इट। Other than that, electric vehicles की तरफ हमारा ध्यान गया है। So the biggest impact initiative which we have for financial and digital literacy is the Dark Chaupal. In the last 2 years, we have actually met individually 60 lakh people across these Dark Chaupals across the country, and we hope to do 5,000 Dark Chaupals definitely in this year, where we will focus on the Swachhta initiatives. So we hope to reach a lot more people, and combined with the great efforts of my colleagues here, and say the education department, the railways, I think government together, we come together with state governments, we can really impact minds and bring everybody onto this campaign. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
DARPG, Mr. Srinivas ji, Secretary School Education, Shri Sanjay Kumar ji, Secretary Post, Srimati Vandita Kaur, Secretary Railways, Mrs. Nayyar, Secretary Coal, Mr. Vikram Devdutt, and Mr. Vinay Avasti, if he is there. Officers representing different departments, Govt of India, nodal officers, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I have to apologize one apology for Mr. Srinivas and one for all. For him, that he is become very passionate and possessive about this campaign, and he's owned up in a way that I think is exemplary. So he was keen that we have to hold this brief ceremony on the 15th itself, because though it's not accredited or notified, but in his heart and mind it has got sacrosanct. So he says the campaign starts only on 15th of September, come what may. So my fault, because there was a program in Lucknow, and the Chief Minister had just opted for that date and was not available. So I'm glad that he has cooperated me. And apology to you, because I believe they have made you wait, but I think more than that, I should also have the satisfaction of being here because the aircraft got delayed, but nothing else happened. So I'm late by almost 1 hour or so. So now, as far as this Swachhata campaign is concerned, I think now that from tomorrow we also have this Seva Parv. When we look back over the 11-12 years, I think one of the biggest hallmarks, which is not often discussed, of the Modi regime that would be talked about and recorded is that Prime Minister Modi brought to the focus, to the priority, some of the foundational issues which were hitherto never discussed in the government parlance. And I think the best example is his first Independence Day address, where he spoke about Swachhata. He spoke about having toilets for girls, for girl children, for girls' schools. And some of the cynics did raise an eyebrow because they had got used to listen to lofty sermons and lofty ideals from the ramparts of Red Fort. And here was a Pradhan Mantri saying कि बच्चियों के लिए शौचालय बनाइए. So it was not easy for them to take because they were not used to it. And the second hallmark of the Modi regime has been that whatever call he made from the government platform instantly turned into a mass campaign. Now, being a student of science, we have learned to speak not without evidence. I think the easiest evidence is the media persons are there, but the earlier generation of media persons would bear me out. One of the loudest campaign which was launched by the government of India with a huge ambition was Hum Do Hamare Do, and that was 1960s. And where did it end up? I don't have to narrate that. And that proves the point that unless a government campaign is actually owned up by the government, owned up by the common citizens, it does not meet its optimum ends. It doesn't meet its desires. And so that was one lesson, I think, which has forthcome from these last 12 years. The other aspect, again, which is not very often discussed, is that all these reforms which have happened one after the other, ever since he took over, apparently they may be defined as governance reforms because that's the only way to categorize them officially. But otherwise, they had a huge socio-economic impact, which may not be realized immediately. Like, for example, when we came in 2014, one of the earliest decisions in DOPT was to do away with the signatures of the gazetted officers and send out a message that, look at this was the government which had the capacity to trust the youth of this country. And so also Swachhata. It's virtually become a social campaign. It's become a part of the culture. Way back, if you go back to the records in Mandi House, there was a controversy once in early 60s when we still had some of the Britishers serving there in the All India Radio. Somebody had just split on the corridor, and one of the English colleagues said, "This is Indian culture," and there was a big argument. Today, you feel shy doing so. पान भर गया होता है मुंह में, तो रखने की जगह नहीं होती. You feel restless, helpless, where to drop it. लगता है कि पता नहीं आगे पीछे वाले लोग क्या कहेंगे. बच्चे को देख के शर्म आ जाती है. So it's become a part of our culture. And the economic aspects, of course, Srinivas has very beautifully narrated. So what started off with just building 4 lakh toilets in the female schools in the first year started moving on to the next level. And the first time when we started the cleaning of files, I think we cleared off about 30,000 files from the North Block itself. And since all of us were very passionate about it, I went around telling the female lady colleagues that, look here, just realize that what you're doing is not doing so much for yourself or for your children, because when you go home, all your hands are full of the microbes and germs which are not seen but are easily transmitted. And they immediately lapped up the campaign. And then, as he was saying, I had the opportunity of going to it, because otherwise also I remained a curious mind. So I visited every office. We saw some of the offices which had been choked in the backyard of the minister's chamber. the backyard of the secretary chamber, and even they didn't know. That means they had never gone around, but we had the opportunity of going around and see each and every corner. There were verandas which had been blocked with junk. There were certain underground pathways which were full of mud, sludge, you couldn't step in. And there were libraries which had been developed to give a pretension of intellectualism and academics, but had never been visited. So I had a deep personal interest also. I visited a number of libraries across the departments and also picked up a number of books, because those are the books which had been discarded and otherwise had to go in junk. Even in the South Block library, I picked up a number of books which I think you also were there. One of them written by one of the principal secretaries to the Prime Minister about his days in PMO, Mr. P.N. Huxer. It was lying abundant. So I said, let me carry home this because nobody wants to use it. The other was another interesting book written by Edwina's daughter. Edwina Mountbatten's daughter happened to visit India sometime in the 70s. She met all those who had been in one way or the other associated or known to her mother. So I had a personal interest also, because I thought what had been abundant, like in the earlier times we were as students in the habit of picking up the second-hand books for the low-cost markets. So what I'm trying to say is that it has been an experience for all of us. And look at the space which he was telling. So much of space has been vacated. It's been more than 700 lakh square feet. As he was rightly saying, you could raise a mall over there. And 3,200 crore, more than that, of money. Now the budgets have started increasing. I would not name the ministries, but I remember 10 years back, there were certain ministries whose annual budget was 1,000 crore. And Mr. Srinivas had earned 3,200 crore just by selling junk. And that was also an experience, because that changed office culture. What is happening is, and what had been happening, now of course there may be a change, that if my computer stops working, I immediately call the attendant, give him a good scolding. वो भागता भागता जाता है, उसको उठा के डिब्बा उधर, नया मार्केट से खरीद के उधर, जो उठा के रखा वो कहाँ गया उसने भी नहीं देखा उसके बाद, बिकॉज उसको साहब की सेवा करनी है। यदि साहब को इतनी फुर्सत नहीं है क्योंकि भारत सरकार चलानी है, इतना बोझ है तो वहाँ का, तो कहीं माउस खराब है, कहीं कंप्यूटर ठीक है, कहीं कंप्यूटर ठीक है, माउस खराब है, लेकिन सारे के सारे सेट छोड़ दिए। आई थिंक दैट्स गोइंग टू बी ग्रेट इंट्रोस्पेक्शन फॉर अस टू चेंज आवर कल्चर एंड आवर कंडक्ट। कहीं पर सिर्फ वो राइटिंग पैड खराब था, बाकी सब ठीक था। And the first time when we did this and earned 200 crore, I didn't believe myself. Then I cross-checked. And more than that, khurafati dimag, I was curious to know who had purchased it, not that who had sold it. I discovered that I will not disclose it over here. And I must compliment those people. They have mastered the art of assembling all these people and again selling it to you. So, long before this recycling was adopted by the government of India, it has already been done in some of the quarters, one of them being at Nehru Place. And when we did that, I remember many of the lady officers in North Block came to my room and they said that we want the address, because now we have also discovered this, and many in our house, children get the new generation mobile and discard the older one, so we have a number of them piled up. So that's what I'm saying. It's also a socio-economic reform and a new learning for all of us. And now what Mr. Srinivas possibly missed out saying is that we had moved even to the next level. Not only clearing the paper files, also clearing the electronic files. Because now we have been in the business of electronic working or online working for almost a decade. And therefore, many of the electronic files of the earlier months and earlier phases have also lost relevance, and we have started discarding that too. And we started that campaign successful. Thank you.
so much, sir, for your kind words and blessings. Now I request Madam Mattu JP Singh ji, Director General PIB, to kindly conduct the media interactions.